G'day guys, how you going? Hope you're all having a fantastic whatever time it is in your part of the world. If you're Australian, then it's evening, so I hope you're all having a blinder of an evening. Tonight I'm going to be doing a review. Now, for the next few reviews that I'm going to be doing is going to be French cinema. So you all know how much I love French cinema. It's my first love. And I've done a few reviews on the House of Horror, but I'm aware that a few of you who are watching my videos on my channel aren't aware of that channel, so I'll be doing a few reviews of some films that I may have already reviewed on that channel, but I've recently seen them again and I have a new sort of perspective on them, so I'll be sharing my reviews on this channel. But tonight, this is not going to be a horror film, so it's something a little bit different. It's an action slash drama slash gangster film. So even for you horror fans out there, it still should prove an interesting sort of review, and it's a film that I think a lot of people will like. And for the people who like my videos who aren't so much into horror, then this is the night, one of the rare occasions where I'll be reviewing a non-horror film. So as I said, it's an action slash drama slash gangster film. It's French, English subtitles, French language, so some things never change for me. So it's foreign. I do apologise if you don't like foreign films. But anyway, it was made in 2010, so very recent, directed by Richard Berry, and this film is called 22 Bullets. Now this stars Jean Reno, as you can see from the front there. Jean Reno is a very recognisable face. He's been in a lot of films, especially in Hollywood. Unfortunately, I haven't really been exposed to his French stuff. I'm a big fan of him, and it's a little bit disappointing that I haven't seen too many of his French films, but I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into the action side of French cinema. And I saw this on the shelf. It's his latest film, and I saw that it was from France and it had him in it, so I immediately got it. Completely blind buy, heard nothing about it, but I had high expectations based on the level of French cinema lately. So the story is as follows. For the past 3 years, Charlie Mattei has led a peaceful life, devoting himself to his wife and children. Then one winter morning, he's left for dead in the parking garage in Marseille's Old Port, with 22 bullets in his body. Against all the odds, he doesn't die. Now this former member of the Marseille Mafia is hell-bent on revenge and will stop at nothing to destroy all those involved in his attempted assassination. Many more than those destructive 22 bullets will fly before Charlie finally settles the score. Now the French title for this movie is called The Immortal, or L'Immortal, I can't pronounce it, but the English is 22 Bullets, and Jean Reno plays the main character of Charlie Mattei. Now, Charlie Mattei used to be part of the Marseille Mafia, French Mafia, very, very ruthless sort of mafia, and he was a very ruthless kind of hitman. And he had a real reputation of being a hard man, but since 3 years have passed since he left the mafia. He wanted to start a new life with his family, his wife and children, and he saw an opportunity to go on the straight and narrow and provide the best life possible for his family without having to look over his back every day. But unfortunately, you never leave the mafia, and you're there till you die. And the mafia have taken exception to his retirement, and he's made a few enemies. A few people really didn't like this, so they want their revenge. So at the start of the film, Jean Reno's character Charlie, he's driving his child to this festival, or this fete, or whatever it is for children. He drops him off at this sideshow, and he basically tells his son, wait there, I'll go and park the car and I'll come back for you. So he leaves his son there and he goes into the underground car park. He finds a car park, and as he gets out of his car, a black van pulls up right beside him, and out comes 6 gunmen. They're wearing balaclavas, and they unleash on Charlie and basically shoot him 22 times. So he's got bullets in his body everywhere. He's laying in a pool of his own blood. The van skids off and he's left for dead. Miraculously, Charlie has survived this hit. And, it's against all the odds. The mafia thought they'd done the job. But, miraculously, it's a miracle that he survived. And so the police are wanting to know who was behind this hit. They know it was mafia related. But Charlie's not going to help them out because he wants to dish out his own sense of justice. And from that point on, he recovers, and then he goes on a mission to get revenge on each and every one of those gunmen. And along the way, he uncovers a truth which basically leads to some people that he called friend betraying him, so he has to get his own sort of justice against those people close to him. So it really is a film that kind of unfolds as he progresses on his mission of revenge. So that's as far as I'm going to go with the story. If you want to know more, please go and see the film for yourself. There's no spoilers in this, but hopefully I've said enough to make you interested. So that's as far as I'm going to go. Now, my thoughts on the film. I will start off by what I didn't like about it. Now, for an action film and for the title and the front cover and the back cover, I was expecting a little bit more in the action department. Now, there weren't quite enough car chase scenes and shootouts. Now, there are car chases and shootouts, but for a film of this title and the look of it, I thought there was going to be a lot more. And it is a film that nearly goes for 2 hours, and it didn't drag, but it was a little bit slower than my mood wanted. I really wanted an insane sort of fast-paced action thriller, but it was good, but I just wanted a little bit more in the action department. I thought it left itself open to become a much better film than it actually was. So for action fans, you may be a little bit disappointed. It kind of focused on the story a lot more than the actual action, which is something I can't complain, but the mood that I was in, I wanted a fast-paced action film, and it didn't quite deliver in that respect. Now, also, the ending was quite ordinary. I thought it wasn't a good payoff for the overall film. I thought it was kind of Hollywoody sort of an ending, and that's not what I like, especially from a foreign film. So I thought the ending could have been a lot better as well. Now I go to the good stuff, and there's a lot more good stuff than negative. The acting was great. Jean Reno played this hard man who's since retired. You could tell that he went on the straight and narrow, and you can get a genuine sense of sympathy for this character. And that's exactly what the director wanted, and it needed a strong performance from him, and he delivered. And this is why he's such a good action sort of hero. He's kind of a villain, but at the same time you're barracking for him because he's getting revenge on these very ruthless criminals, and he's trying to do the right thing. But sometimes the things we do in our past come back to haunt us, and that's what a lot of this story is about. Things in the past coming back to bite us on the bum, basically. Now, the villains in the film were very good. I thought the mobsters were very, very vicious and brutal. That's exactly what you want from a gangster film. I thought the lead villain, Mr. Zakia, was very, very real. He wasn't just a heartless killing machine. He actually suffered from migraines. And to the casual viewer, that's not going to be anything. But to me, it really painted the villain as a very real character. And it goes a long way to get some realism. And, you can kind of feel sympathy for the villain as well, because he was actually a friend of Charlie's before they split. So, although he is a villain, he paints a very real character who has likable qualities. And that's what I liked about this action film. They weren't just cardboard cutouts, which, you generated care for these sort of characters, which was really, really cool. Brutality levels were very, very good. It's rated 15 classification, but it's a lot more brutal than that, and this is why I think the Australian classification get mixed up a bit, because there are some R18 films that aren't as brutal as this one. There are a few scenes that are very memorable, and gorehounds will like it. It's not a gory film, but for an action film, this is exactly what you want. A little bit of brutality, not over the top, but enough to shock you in some regards. So very, very good in the brutality. The cinematography was excellent. The director executed the chase scenes and the shootouts perfectly. You got to see everything that was going on, so you could tell that the director is very talented in the action sort of genre. So all in all, a good film. I really, really enjoyed this. I had some areas that I didn't quite like, and it would have made it a perfect film if they kind of sharpened up those little areas. But as far as an action film goes, if you want something that's not going to really make you think, it has some little twists, but nothing that's going to make you think a lot. So if you're bored on a Friday night and you want a film to watch and you feel like an action film, then I would definitely recommend 22 Bullets. It's definitely a film that you will enjoy, but just don't expect a masterpiece. I thought the ending was a little bit off-putting, but having said that, overall, the film is very much worth having a look at, especially if you're a fan of French cinema. Lately, the French cinema can't go wrong. Everything they do turns to gold. And yeah, I mean, if you want to expand your French cinema experience into other genres, then if you want your action films, I would definitely recommend 22 Bullets. It's better than a lot of action films from Hollywood. There's a few little aspects that are Hollywood inspired, but that doesn't matter because overall, a very, very good action thriller. So that's my review of 22 Bullets. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next review, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care of yourself, stay happy, and I'll see you later.